This is Don DeBartolo, a senior commodity broker with Daniels Trading in Chicago. I'm also the editor of the Trade Spotlight advisory service. Trade Spotlight is broken into three segments: the Trade Spotlight Futures, Trade Spotlight Commodity Options, and Trade Spotlight Futures Spreads. This video is Beyond the Spotlight, a series that spotlights two or three markets that may become trading opportunities for the week ahead. And the week in question begins with Monday, February 11th, 2019. Before we dive into the charts, please pause the video now and read the risk disclosures to understand the risks involved with futures and commodity options trading. Quick breakdown of the emails that you can expect from the Trade Spotlight advisory service. This is the future segment, so you have the timestamp, a write-up of the trade, the reason behind the trade, the precise entry order, the margin requirement if necessary, futures contract, writing options, future spread, the stop loss and target orders, so you know the risk reward parameters for each trade, and a link to view my chart. Okay, let's jump in. I have just two markets for this week. The first one is the March 2019 Swiss franc. We have until March to trade this contract. The last trading day is March 19th, so gives us a little bit over a month, and most of the volume and open interest is still with March. What we have here is a double bottom formation. The first low is from November 13th. Of last year, and that was a low of 102. And then you can go to just yesterday's trading session. The second low there is 105. Friday's session matched that at 105 as well. But we have here is a double bottom formation. So looking for this market to head higher. Right now, though, you see the 20-day moving average is rolling over to the downside. It crossed over a 50-day moving average here. That's a bearish signal. Right now the 50-day moving average is also angling downward, and then you have the 200-day moving average as well moving downward. So as long as this support levels holds, this red line I've drawn off, this formation will stay intact, but we like to see the moving average to at least flatten out and then start to hook over. You can see the MACD, a trend indicator, is bearish as well. The stochastic indicator is showing a market that is potentially oversold down at this level and starting to hook up. So that's one sign that we may have a turnaround in this market. And on the flip side, the US dollar is potentially overbought as well. So the Swiss franc would trade in inverse of that contract most likely. So we'd be looking for an opportunity to trade this market to the upside, and it could come early next week if we just have a spike in momentum. We could take a quick MET, momentum entry technique trade, and trade this up. The first target would be around this level here, the 101.50 level. There are some highs and lows drawn off that could be a potential resistance level. Any stop losses would go below the 100 even price. The second chart here is July 2019 cotton, and if you watched last week's video, I also had cotton up, and if you remember or would like to go back and watch what I said, I had this trend line drawn off with a series of higher lows, and I discussed the market potentially selling off this week, and overall on the week the price is lower. Minus the spike up here, these two sessions. But I wasn't really interested in a short trade. What I was looking for was a potential 3-point to set up for a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. So that number 1 point is this low from the 3rd of January at 73.49. And then up here we would have the number 2 point. That was the high of 77.37. So looking for the market to sell off a bit to create that number 3 point, which is a trend reversal formation. Then I'd be looking for a trade to the upside in the cotton market. So, as I mentioned, potentially the market could have sold off this week, and it did. We ended up lower, down at 75.01. That was the close on Friday when I'm recording this video. But I'm just looking for that to be a potential number 3 and then trade this market to the upside. You've got a rather flat 20-day moving average. The 200-day moving average is extremely flat. The 50-day moving average is angling lower. Ideally, there'd be a crossover of the 20 and the 50. That is a bullish signal. Right now, the MACD is flat. Again, MACD is a trend indicator. So it's a pretty flat market right now, and you can even draw off a channel formation in this range. So going back to the start of this year, and the stochastics is showing, if anything, a little bit momentum to the downside. So keep an eye on this cotton market. Seasonally, the market does had 2 higher prices in February and January. So just looking for a nice setup using that 1-2-3 formation to get long this market. So yeah, so just 2 charts that I saw for potential opportunities this week. That doesn't mean there might only be 2 trades or 1 or 2 next week. There could be other markets that set themselves up. So contact me if you have any questions on the charts, or if you want to ask if I have any other trade ideas next week. My direct line is listed here, local, cell, and toll free, and then you can always email me directly at tradespotlight@danielstrading.com. If you're not a subscriber to the advisory service, I recommend you doing so. Would love you to do so and follow along with what I'm doing. There are many positions on right now in the option contract. On the option side, we have a crude oil spread and a heating oil spread and a soybean option. And in the trade spotlight, we have a corn spread currently on the books. So we've got some positions that we have to manage, and then hopefully some new trades for next week. Just go to the danielstrading.com website, select advisories at the top, and you'll find Trade Spotlight under the technical analysis section. You can view the 3 segments, take a look at what the emails look like and the FAQs, and then you can subscribe. It's a free service to clients of mine, clients of the firm, or you can get a free 90-day trial. If you like what you see and you're not a client of the firm, it's only $99 a quarter. So sign up, take a look, follow along, see what I'm doing. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and happy trading.